Hey, welcome back guys to my channel. I hope you guys are enjoying my videos and learning something new from my channel. So in this video, I will be kind of showing you how I was able to fix this lithium battery that I recently purchased from a garage sale for only 10 bucks. I knew these batteries are expensive, and as you may have seen my channel, there's a lot of videos where I'm fixing different type of lithium batteries, like Ryobi ones or Greenworks or Cobalt, you name it. I mean, I have been fixing all those batteries, but I never got my hands on this LiFePO battery, or what they call LiFePO4 or something. I never fixed these battery, but I know the concept is exactly same. They use the same type of, like, similar type of cells with the BMS on it, and then that's how they kind of make 12 volt or 13 volt and stuff like that. Now, when I got this battery, based on this serial number or whatever the number they call this, I can kind of tell it's from September 2022. Now it's September 2020. I mean, now it's October 2025. So it's only like 3 years old. I mean, these battery lifespan is way longer than a normal lead acid battery, because these go by, per charges, and they, I think, have up to like 3,000, 4,000, or even 5,000 cycles. So I kind of knew, hey, it does not worth buying it for 10 bucks, so I will try to fix it myself. Even if I cannot fix it, the BMS inside, alone is worth more than $10. So that was kind of like my thought process when I bought this battery. So hey, I got it, I brought it home, I used my multimeter. So my goal is to kind of show you how to test it, how to fix it. And the reason I was not doing the video side by side, because this was my first time opening this battery, fixing it, so I don't even know what I was doing. Now, because I was able to fix it, so I want to kind of document the process so you can follow the exact same process to fix this battery or something similar that you may have. So I hope you can see my multimeter. Right now it's working. You can kind of see, I'm going to plug my prongs here. There you go. You can see it's spitting out 13 volt right here. Yep, there we go. I hope you can see that 13 volt DC. So it's working right now. So I'm going to show you step by step. So the very first thing is, you check your multimeter to your battery. Of course, there will be no volt, or maybe less than 12, or I don't know, 8, 7, 5, 6 volt. Now, in these smart batteries, because you have a BMS, what that does is it basically acts like a safety circuit. Now, when the battery volt drop below, I don't know, 8 or 9 or 10, it basically kill your battery for safety reasons. And same goes for the higher voltage. If you try to charge over 14, 15 volt, it basically disconnect your battery itself for safety reasons. Now, in this case, when I bought the battery, when I plugged my prong for the first time, the voltage was 0. And I'm like, wow, it's not even like little voltage. I try to charge, it won't even pick up charging, it won't show me any voltage. I'm like, okay, I gotta open this battery. Now, there are no screws other than this one, right? I open the screws, it doesn't do anything. So it's literally waste of time. You just remove this little thing. I don't have a screwdriver handy or somewhere around me. But even if you open this, it does nothing. You just literally remove this plastic piece, and that has nothing. So I don't even know why. You know what? I think maybe the reason they put this here in some of the like a different automobile and all those little lawnmower and things like that, you can basically use this, I think, like for a latching point. I think you remove it and then you use this as a latch, so your thing will latch like right here. I think that's what this is. So it has nothing to do when you want to repair your battery. So anyway, they make it really hard. You cannot open it with a screwdriver. There is no easy peasy way. It has to be ugly, guys. I mean, as much as I hated to damage this seal, you have to. Either you throw this, or either you recycle this puppy, or you open it in a crazy way. That's the only option you have. So I luckily have this rotary tool, and maybe I'll upload a picture. I use one of this tool. Basically, I was able to basically cut that thing from edge. When you do it, don't go too deep, just do a little bit, so you can kind of only cutting the outside layer. Okay, so I was able to cut the outside layer, and then I was able to open this battery like this. There you go, guys. This is how this beautiful battery looks like. I hope you can see it clear. Yep, so this is how the battery looks like. Now, this has a big little cock, or whatever you want to call it, like a seal. I was like, you know what, it looks good. When I touched the battery, that was my first thing. I was touching the battery to see if it's bloated or it's swollen. No, it feels perfect, solid. Look at that. It looks perfect. I was smelling it. I don't see any smell of burning or anything. This is my BMS. I was looking at my BMS. I'm like, yeah, it looks beautiful. I don't see any burning part. So the very first thing when you open this battery, guys, you want to check the voltage. Okay, I mean, you already checked it outside, but outside you're checking. Okay, there you go. This is where I hope you can see it better. There you go. So okay, these are the two cables, right? The red and the black one. These are your main cables that's coming from battery. So you want to check the voltage here like this, and you can clearly see 13.4. Now of course this is working. Now these may not be same as these ones. Why? Because this is coming from BMS. These two outside prongs are going through your BMS, and then you get the voltage here. Now if you have a voltage here but you don't have voltage here, then you got a problem in the BMS. It's not doing its job. I mean, honestly, I'm not like a NASA engineer, I don't know how to fix this BMS other than maybe seeing if something is burned. So you may want to just replace that component. That, yes, you can do it. But other than that, I did not design this board, so I don't know exactly how all these little component does the job. But big, just to make life easier, simple as straight, if though you have voltage here but not here, you got a problem in the BMS, but you have a good cell. In my case, I did not have voltage right here. I'm like, okay, this puppy has zero power. So the most likely what the problem was, this battery was plugged in something, and nobody charged it for good 6 months, 8 months, or a year. And at some point the battery voltage was super low and it basically died. That's what happened. Now the good thing about these cell, lithium phosphate or LiFePO4 or whatever you call it, these cells are better than these little 18650 or the bigger cells. The good thing about these ones are you can start picking up charging. Compared to these cells, when they are dead, you cannot charge these cells. They just don't pick up charging. Sometime, very luckily, if you're lucky, they might pick up charging, but in most cases I have seen when you hit the 0 volt, they don't pick up charging. But luckily in this one, yes, you can fix it. As long as they're not swollen, you feel it's good. So here is how you fix it, guys. You don't have to remove all of that crap, just leave it as is. Now this is what you need. These are the wire from, basically there are 4 cells. And how do I know that? Look at that. The total of 5 wires, right? The first is negative. Now this is white one is B1, which is battery 1. The blue one is battery 2. Yellow is battery 3, and the red one is battery 4. That's how they work. And I mean, if you kind of made some DIY batteries yourself, maybe I can show you something here. Just a little quick thing. So this is the little battery I made a while ago. Same concept. I just purchased this little BMS. It's a cheap BMS, only for $1 on AliExpress. This works great. I love this fan. You can kind of see it. There you go. Look at that. So I don't have to put the battery in there. I just use this, and this cells works amazing. It can give me good 8-10 hour worth of backup, and I use this fan a lot when I work in my office. So basically similar concept applies here. This is just a better cell, bigger BMS compared to this tiny baby, but it's the same concept. So basically to fix it, what you want to do is you remove this cable. That's your main thing. This is your lifesaver in this case, guys. You don't have to tear down the whole thing. You don't have to do anything. Just put this little puppy aside. Now this is where you have to pay attention, guys. And it's very important you do this thing right. Otherwise it can make your cells bad, or even if you can even cause fire if you do it wrong. So you have to pay very close attention how you do it. So what you have to do here, you can check each cell here out of these 5 wires. So think this as a 4 cells, 4 different cells. These 5 wires will basically let you charge these 4 cells. Now how you do it, I'm going to show you with multimeter. So please pay close attention, because this is the biggest crucial part you have to understand here. Okay, so I hope you can kind of see it. Let me make sure you can see it. And yes, you can. There you go. Okay, guys, look at it like this. Minus to this black to white, minus to plus. This is one cell. This is it. I don't know how to explain, but yeah, this is your one cell, guys. So if you want to charge this one cell, you want to put your minus prong to this black one like this, and then red one will go to the white one. Now this will charge only one cell. Now when you want to do cell number 2, you have to hold, I'm just going to explaining you this way. You want to do like this. Make sure you do it right. It's okay to take pictures a couple of times, and I'm going to tell you different ways to charge. I'm just telling you how the wiring is working. When you want to do wire number 2 or cell number 2, you want to use your negative prong on the white one. Now see how it flipped. In the first cells, you had the negative prong here, right? And you had a positive prong on white. Now when you do your second cell, don't put your positive prong here. You have to put your positive prong here on blue. Negative will go here. So it's going to go like this. Like this. The first cell, like this, and then you jump to a second cell, like this. Black will go on white, and red will go on blue. When you do the third cell, you're gonna go like this. Like this. So your black will go on blue, red will go on yellow. When you want to do your fourth cell, you're gonna do this way. Black will go on yellow and red will go on red. That's the very crucial part if you want to charge your cell individually, because the problem is you cannot charge through the BMS, because BMS is basically shut down right now, because he's like, hey, you got a problem, you don't have a happy cell, I don't want to have any cause of fire or any problem or a blast. I'm going to kill the basically BMS. I'm going to not let you do anything for safety reasons. Now you're basically hacking your battery by charging the cell manually. You can also replace a cell, by the way. So if you have, let's say, 2 good cell, 2 bad cell, you can of course tear this, take this thing apart, replace a cell if you have it, put the 4 good cells, make all 4 cells happy, plug it in, and you will have a happy battery. Now how do you charge? I have 2 different options for you. I'm going to show you both, so you can do however you want to do it, and I'm going to also show you how to charge as well. So before you charge, also make sure you have the right voltage. Look at that. You are clearly seeing here 12.8 volt. I hope you can see it. The entire battery pack, which is pack of 4, there are 4 cells, are total of 12.8 volt. Now I'm going to open my calculator on computer. Now I'm going to do 12.8 divided by 4. It comes down to 3.2. So remember that you don't want to charge these cells more than 3.2 volt, right? Don't plug like 12 volt. Again, you're going to cause a fire. Seriously, these are lithium battery. You have to be very careful when you mess with these things, because you're not charging the whole battery pack at once. You're not plugging the wire, here outside and you're charging the entire battery. No, you're charging individual cells. When you do individual cells, you have to also give input at an individual cell level. One cell is only 3.2 volts. So 3.2 like this, 3.2 like this, and then 3.2. That's how it's going to be going, and total will make it 12.8. Now how you charge it, I'm going to show you that step as well. Now it's also good if you take a picture, because what I did in the originally, I will remove these prongs, little wire from here, so you don't have to break it. Simply just press this little pin outside and this whole thing will come out. Just this entire black wire will come out, and I'll show you how. There you go, guys. Look at that. You see how the black came out? Now this is perfectly fine. There's no damages. You can easily put it back in. So to charge, either you can remove 2 of them. That's the safest way. Safest because you're not going to touch the other wires together, and you only do 2 at a time to be extra safe. But definitely take a picture, so that way you don't mix up all the wires, because that's the last thing you want to do. You don't want to put right, wrong, all mixed up wires. Now I'm going to show you with my multimeter the voltage of these cells. I hope you can see it. I'm going to put black to black, and then white will go on the red. Look at that. You see? Let's see. I think there's a reflection here. There you go. Look at that. 3.34, and there is no negative mark, which means this is exactly how the positive and negatives are designed. Now to charge it, simply put a voltage here and you can charge. Don't go more than 3.2 volt. But once you're done with charging all 4 cells, then plug in here, give straight 12-13 volt, and that's where your BMS will be taking over and do the job right. Now I'm gonna maybe show you how to charge here. So let me plug my other phone here so you can see it. Alright guys, I hope you can see it. So here is my little power supply or variable power supply I have been using for pretty much everything. I also have a detailed video on this where I bought it, and I even did the whole tear down on this power supply because this is really helpful when it comes to charging, fixing, things like that. Okay, so I pointed to 1250, but I gotta change this puppy to 3.2. So let's see, 3.2, and change the ampere because it's set to 6. I don't like to do that 6 amp. I would go with 2 amp, but it's okay if you want to do 1, or even if you want to do 3. I think that's fair. It's a lithium cell, it'll handle it, so it's totally fine. So when you do output, now it's spitting out the voltage here, and I'm going to show you how this thing looks like. So I'm going to do negative to negative and positive to white one. Now watch my meter. Yep, it's basically fully charged. You're not seeing it because it's already have more than 3.2 because it's fully charged right now. So just to show you, I'm going to maybe, you know what, let me try a second cell. That might be a little bit lower, but let's see what happens if I do a second cell. Nope, it's already charged. I'm going to bump the voltage to a little bit more just so you can see the results. There you go. Now go to 3.4. So let's go back to these ones, black to black, and this one to white. There you go, guys. You can see the numbers. Basically, it's not 3.4, so it started picking up charging. So you can clearly see it's charging right now. So there you go. This is how you basically charge the cells. So, and again, the good thing about this BMS, what I found is, I'm going to shut down this puppy here. There you go. Now the good thing about this type of BMS is it actually does a really good job when it comes to balancing compared to these cheap BMS. This is kind of stupid BMS. This is at least some sort of like an advanced BMS because this did a really good job when it comes to balancing. Because I did not charge all the cells to full, and kind of going back when I chip plugged the very first time, of course there was no voltage. I plugged like 2 amp. And it was literally sucking up like complete 2 amp. It was taking the full power because they were like dead. I charged the cell to like, I don't know, 2.5 to close to 3 volt. I did not even wait it all the way to 3.3 or 3.2. I charged one cell, second, third, fourth. I plug this whole thing in, plug it back, and when I give the 12 volt right here, or 12.6 or 13, 14 volt, it was taking complete amps. It was taking the full 6 amp. I had set this thing. It was charging the cell really, really good. So I was like, wow, it's working really good. So yeah, you don't have to charge these cells fully. You have to charge it enough. I mean, first make sure all cells are bad, or whichever is bad. You don't have to charge cells that are already charged. Cells that are low or dead, those are the only one you want to charge. Plug it in and then do it. You don't have to reset. That's a good thing. There is no reset button. In some battery, I have seen the reset button in past. This one got nothing. You just plug it in, it's happy. Now to charge it, of course, that's one way you can charge. Second way I found here is I have these little pins. You can use a needle or something if you want to make more easier way. I have this little pin looking thing. I basically use the pin like this because they're like exact fit. Look at that. You can do that, and then you can use, one of your prong like this, and you can charge it this way. It's up to you how you want to do it. Doesn't matter how. Just make sure you don't damage this port, a little component or socket, or you don't want to damage the wires. That's the goal. And if you remove the wire like me, make sure you don't mess up the color coding because they has to go exactly in series to make it 12 volt. Otherwise you're going to damage either your cells or the BMS. Now the black one is always goes on the end, and red one will be always on the other end. So here is how I'm going to do it. Look at that. Black went here, and I'm going to put the red one or white one here. There you go. Yep, so it's happy now. Now, yeah, that's it, guys. I mean, it's happy. I'm gonna plug it in here, and trust me, I also use this battery in my lawnmower. It did amazing. It was charging my thing really good. Of course, the next thing is when it's fully fixed, you can use something, I don't know, like a caulk or some sort of glue or something, or some sort of like an epoxy, or maybe you just want to melt some sort of like a plastic. I mean, just close it up, right, with something so water or moisture won't go inside. That's it. But yeah, battery's happy. I'll show you again. It's happy battery. I love this battery. This thing really works so good. But yeah, look at that, guys. Clearly 13.4. But yeah, guys, this way you can give your battery a new life without throwing in, you know, recycle or trash or whatever. So do this, and this way you can also fix a different battery that are also lithium based. So anyway, guys, I hope this video was helpful and you learned something new from my channel or video. If you think you'd learned something new, I would appreciate if you can subscribe my channel to help support and also help motivate my channel, so I can, you know, come up with newer ideas to educate you guys and share my knowledge, so it can help, you know, everyday life. So anyway, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Have a great day.